Okay. Let's see. Happy 2025. That's amazing. Last year was a bit crazy with a ton of different things going on, both in our personal and professional lives. But very thankful that we're here to this point. This is the first video of the year that I am going to be making, and it's going to kind of be a multi-part series, is kind of how I'm thinking of it. Don't have a real structure down just yet, as we're just getting back into the groove of things. However, I did want to start off saying thank you to everybody that has checked us out in the past. And then also has supported us, whether it be on any of our socials or purchasing product from us or giving advice. Everything absolutely matters. Um, Last year was about a year of learning how to do a ton of different things. And this year is still pushing ourselves to learn, but also developing better systems and processes, being more fervent in those things that we are going to be pursuing. And then trying to build different areas of connection in business and then also in business relationships, and as well as with our products and vendors and things of that nature too. So I did want to start off too with this. We have posted on our what do you call it? I just went blank. Our Facebook page, our business page, there we go. We do have a 90-day challenge group in there, and I am formulating how I want to structure this, but this will be in some form or fashion a 90-day challenge. It will be a lot more realistic in the terms of how we're setting ourselves up inside of that. And if you are doing something similar, I do not believe in New Year's resolutions. However, I do believe in pushing ourselves to build community, pushing ourselves to be better. And I want to start doing that and doing that well. So if you're interested in something like that, come and check out our business page at T6 Design Co. Give us a like and follow there, and check out the challenge page that's inside of that. If you don't see that, let me know and I'll post a link to it, and we can also send out invites. So, but with that, I made a post inside the business page that we're going to try to focus on 3 areas of growth and development. And I'll just kind of go through those. One is develop different types of income streams. This is all within the business. What type of products are we offering? What types of services are we offering? Is there something that we can do that's reoccurring? Is there something that we can do digitally? Can we offer a service or a class or anything like that? I don't think I'm quite to that point yet, as we're just navigating through a lot of this firsthand ourselves. So, the second deal is debt reduction, building savings. How can we reduce our debts? We don't really have a lot of overhead. However, the things that have gone on, I think we're to a break-even point now. To be frank with you, I have been able to do a lot of work for different things and really recoup the cost of different products or materials, and then also start paying off our laser. But there's still some other tools and things like that that we would like to pay our business back, to at least come to a net zero, if you will. And then on savings too, we want to learn how to operate a little bit more effectively and efficiently to build our savings up, build more capital in our bank accounts, and really formulate the structure that's inside of that. So, um, full frontal, as I like to say, I have not been very structured in any of these deals. It's just kind of throwing things at the wall, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. And obviously, that's not a great way to run a business. So that's the point of doing this. In all things in our operation, develop strong processes, and become the subject matter expert, so to speak, and at least a couple of those key areas, so that way we have a fine-tuned engine going on. The third thing too that we're going to be focusing on is building our marketing process, what's going to be working, and that'll be everything from the face value from a potential client perspective all the way down to on the back end. So, and I'm telling you what, it is no joke building a website, maintaining social medias, doing video content, physically doing labor if we're building a product from scratch or whatever. It's so intensive, it's unbelievable. But I will say, and I'm very grateful for last year trying to deep dive into it. I've learned for myself personally, I need to take a step back, maybe not try to feel like I need to conquer the world all at once, so to speak, but go through those certain things that, okay, we've learned at least a baseline process, if you will, and how do we benchmark that, and then what can we turn into different KPIs, so that way come at the end of this year, whether it's we're wanting to build more clientele, recurring clientele, we want to build more processes. So what do those processes look like? How do we hold ourselves accountable while still growing the business, so on and so forth. So those are those things that we definitely want to do, and definitely build our brand and have a brand presence, right? So essentially, really what I'm looking at here is starting from something um, where we have a general knowledge, build that structure, build up processes, get our name out there, and then also just see, set some lofty goals. So, in each big goal, there's several small goals that are inside of that. And I have set up a little bit of a structure inside of that we're going to be tackling. And to be honest, we've used a little bit of ChatGPT, our own little brainstorming here, and some guidance and wisdom from others in the community as well that are already operating a laser engraving business or woodworking business. Lawn care business, just having a few different perspectives, if you will. So, but I can make a different video on that too, on how we've generated some things with the Chat GPT. So, um, but with all that being said, I want to focus on a little bit of our income stream development. Now, we can do several things with the laser, which is amazing. Um, my core mind of thought is how do we find some strong products or build a strong product package that we can market to different businesses such as restaurants or bars, lawn care companies, I don't know, just whomever, right? Our CPAs, just whoever would be interested in a small kind of market things, tumblers, what do you call it? Cutting boards, different items like that. And then how do we grow and expand in different markets too? Like, is there overlap as well for certain products where that same product package or product can be marketed to school booster clubs, whether it's sports or other activities, or take that to a different venue altogether for weddings? Like, is this something that can be marketed in the wedding market or to the realtor market or to a commercial business market? So I think that's the deal. We're going to be challenging ourselves to build a strong foundation of, okay, these are the products that we can get, what do you call it? Frequently, there we go, repetitively from a direct supplier, as opposed to in the past, we've gone to like Marshalls and just spent an obscene amount of money on things that we didn't quite sell. Thankfully, though, we have sold enough product to recoup our costs on that. However, that's not a good business model. That's not a good structure. Now, moving forward, if we have enough capital and we are inspired, so to speak, then maybe we'll splurge a little bit on some different products to come up with some different ideas that we can try to market and either as gifts for folks or market to businesses, whatever. So, but I want to find different ways to develop income streams as far as, okay, how are we going to market our laser engraving, specifically XYZ items, and to these groups? If I have a design on my own and we have a product of my own, how are we going to take that to market from beginning to end? So, and I think that's something too. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I have going on. So, with that being said, we have been doing, actually, we're good on that. Learning, right? Reading books, that's number one, educating ourselves mentally, physically, and everything like that. Speaking of different products, we have flasks that we can get. We got cork coasters in these bags. We got slate coasters. I'm working on some bookmark things right now, which look really cool when they're done. But in our endeavor of education, part of it is learning what settings on what material will work. So that's what this is a materials test with different power settings and different speeds. Be on the lookout for something like this because we will be building a product around that and listing it on our website. But even in our cutting boards, I have done really, really good in learning our different materials over the past year, which I'm very thankful for. But today I decided it would be worth our time to do different settings, and I apologize if it's super crappy. I will be putting out a video on this as well, but you can tell a distinct difference in the two, hopefully, designs here, as opposed to this was probably one of the first designs that I did. And yes, you can see it. Does it look great? I think for the most part it does, right? But can it be better? And that's what I want to do. I want to offer better product, whether it's in the actual physical product itself or how we go about decorating the product, and then how we also market it, so on and so forth. So, as hopefully you can see, and if you can't, I'll post some big pictures or even maybe insert one too. But we got the same thing, materials test. This is kind of our broad general test, and then we took that broad general test and put in just a little bit tighter of a window with different settings, and then we did one at a faster speed, one power, and a slower speed, same power, and this one clearly looks the best. So, but educating ourselves is part of this process and journey, right? And even if that means I need to sacrifice a $40 or $60 board to learn what we're doing, or a $15 little product, so that way I can market these in a better fashion, then so be it. So that's what we're going to do. Part of that too is actually building different things, and I want it to be full circle, right? So from start to end, let me change my view here. Start to end, this is what I'm thinking. I've come up with this design, and I actually already have it on a product, but I will be showing that later. So I'm a huge coffee drinker. I like to build things. I like to engrave things, so on and so forth. So I came up with a design, and I put it on a glass canister that I put my coffee in, and it looks really good. And I should have brought it out, but I did not. But I will show that later. However, this is my design, right? I came up with a concept, put it all together, yada, yada, yada. Now, here's my thought process on how we're going to build different income streams. So, start to finish, right? I design a design such as this. Is this something that somebody else would like? This, I don't know. Why? Because I don't have enough market research. Obviously, I know people like coffee. Obviously, I know a lot of people like to build things. Maybe there's going to be a market out there for that. So that leads me to my next question. What can I put this on that would sell to a market? So what I'm thinking initially is, and this is what I have around, maybe on some tools, right? I have an old handsaw that we can maybe put this on. Obviously on coffee mugs or tumblers, which I have some Yetis or in some different other brands laying around that I can put this on, right? Um, Maybe on coasters. These are things that our coffee mugs would be sitting on, right? Um, which is why actually I grabbed the cork and slate out. So my thought is, from a concept of mine to a physical product, how do we take that and then replicate a process across the board for these multiple products? How do we mark it up for, so our business can make money and then therefore pay ourselves, right? Nobody wants to work for free. But then also, how can I build another stream of income as far as um, not physically doing the work, right? So what I'm going to be coining as the one and done, if you will. Yes, it takes time to build the systems and processes put in place, but is this a product, this design right here, that somebody would be willing to buy for, I don't know, $2, $5, whatever. I don't know. If you got a better idea of where to list something like that as a digital product, then let me know. Also, could this be turned into a different file to be able to market towards people making shirts? I would like to wear this as a shirt, even just as a single color. I've done this in the past. However, I want to stay away from garment making at the moment. It's just those of you that have been in it, it never fails. There's not enough money for the time that you get in there, and the amount of time that it also takes to build the structure behind that is unreal. So I want to focus to what I'm more passionate and in line with, which is laser engraving. But could I build this into a digital product that somebody would buy? And then, yes, maybe it is an AI file, or maybe it is just the SVG file, or maybe it's a compilation of a ton of different files. And does somebody find value in that for $5, where they're not sitting here and having to come up with this design? I'm going to tell you from my experience, I've already bought a ton of files just because I don't want to spend the copious amounts of times designing these various deals. Why? Because I'd rather take those products, digital products, put them on something to see if I can market that and market that product and service myself, as opposed to spending the amount of time just designing. I'd rather be running the laser as opposed to not, right? Which you may have heard it in the background, the chiller's still on. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of at right now. This gets me to main streams of income is the way that I'm thinking, right? I have a physical product, I have a digital product, And if there's something else that I can do with this product, and even like in this case, maybe moving forward, it might be something building a course, and maybe it's free for a while, or maybe it's free period. I don't know. I would definitely want to give back to our community. Um, but I'm a guy that started from, not having any knowledge to having a good general basis of knowledge. And if we can help save somebody the time and the effort that goes into that, then cool. But yeah, maybe long term wise, we turn this into a class. This is how we come up with our design concept. These are the products that we realize that sell to these markets very well. Maybe we can even change this design into something else, which I already have, and then do the same thing. Proof of concept. I'm not reinventing the wheel, right? But we do know, hey, tumbler cell, slate coaster cell. We're going to refine the market. Maybe it's not people that build stuff and are woodworkers, right? Maybe it's in our own community of laserworks, right? So, am I a big fan of this design? I don't think I'm done yet, but it is a starting place, right? And maybe it is simple where somebody else would like it. So maybe I do a different digital product and I put this design on a ton of different products as well. Now, obviously, if you're in the laser community and you're running one, you can definitely make your own stuff, right? But this is my thought: is taking this first coffee thought and then putting it then something, right? So maybe you're into botany. I don't know, just something stupid. um, or some of our folks you might see behind me are whiskey drinkers. So first coffee and then whiskey, so like a day and night type thing. I don't know, just whatever. So, and if you got some ideas that you want to run off of that, please do. And then just tag me in the video or in the comments, and show me the design that you have and show me what you're doing with it. That'd be great. But that's just kind of where my thought process is right now. And, it is what, January 8th, which by the way is my eldest birthday. So told him happy birthday this morning. I can't believe how old this young man is getting. I'm very blessed to have him. But at any rate, so I only have a couple years left. My mind is going to, we need to build better, stronger, and faster processes. Move a little bit quicker. Don't let things take so much time, and then execute, right? So once we find that lane that works, right, we'll take that and just keep compounding it, and then also refining it and making um, strides as opposed to what we've done last year. So that's my goal. Inside of that, finding products that sell, building audience, building relationships, building strong processes, because now my now 15-year-old is at an age too where actually the other day he's like, Dad, I want to try to do this or do that. I'm like, all right, dude. Well, my thought a long time ago is to build a business that we can help train them in essence to be entrepreneurial, or at least have that spirit. And if that's something that they wanted to do, then they already have that foundation built. So that's where I'm at. I want to build it so that way they have a good foundation of knowledge and know-how. And whether it's doing the same thing that we're doing or taking it into a different service line, or just altogether finding that gumption to work towards something, that's the biggest goal. So um, if you have any thoughts or ideas or wisdom that you'd like to share with us, um, and that could be on anything. What were some of the first steps that you did that you found great success in? If you're in the digital file space, what were some of the first things that you did or use, like tools to post to Etsy or your own website or what have you, things of that nature. And also too, if you're a person, because this is where we're at right now, essentially I'm looking at everything as we're starting from zero, meaning I'm either A, going to use what I have already on hand, which is not a whole lot, or B, let me go ahead and change the screen. B, I'm going to be doing, or using rather, very low cost investment things that I can get a bigger return on monetarily for the value of time that's there. So I don't want to come in at low profit options, right? I have a pretty decent understanding of pricing structure. However, is it worth my time to do one set of coasters, um, I don't know, for 20 bucks, right? If it costs $7, is that worth my time for a design concept, the hour conversations, face-to-face time, whatever? Yes, absolutely, it can be, especially right now if we don't have any work coming in, right? But long term, how do we scale that $7 investment into, maybe $100 profit return? I don't know. Those are those things that we need to refine and work on, right? And I've done a couple of signs. You can see the one that's blurry back there. It's for a buddy of ours that'll be going up to Colorado. And that's around a $500 to $600 value product. And those are those things too that I'm looking at. Like, what are some key deals that I can make and focus on to market? Because, for example, if I want to make and profit $6,000 a month for our business, then how do we take or backwards deconstruct that? So if I'm selling, let's say that sign back there for 600 bucks and only costs $100, that's $500 in profit. That'll go directly back to the business. So then I need to take that, like, well, how many of those do I need to sell in a month in order to reach that 6K? Or same thing for like the Yetis. So those are those deals too that we're working on, the proof of concept to build a strategy, to build the foundation of process, and kind of go from there. But if you have any wisdom, thoughts, or anything like that on how you did things, like I said, my biggest deal is trying to start at the very low cost of $0. No more investment from us because we've been terrible at our bookkeeping and all the things. So we're changing that starting today. And if you're in the same position as me, let me know. Uh, Join the group. We'll hold each other accountable and we will go from there. And then if you are one of those people that just have it all together and would like to offer a bit of advice or, just a nice little slap on the back of the head, that's fine too. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys watching. We're going to figure all this stuff out and make 2025 a great year. So happy New Year once again. And we look forward to seeing what the rest of the year has to bring for us. Peace.